Well, all right, welcome back to the second half of tonight's RWL Rage from Tokyo. Don Hickson, Myron Schimmelman, and Christy Ogilvy here with you, and we have enjoyed a great first hour, and we've got an even better second one up ahead. I'm not kidding. Look at this. The Brenton Quinn Stewart versus Goldberg, the Bella Twins facing Team Brooklyn, Brooklyn Von Brown and Josie Jane, Hulk Hogan facing Willow Santos in the main event, and a 6-woman tag, Team Japan 5-Star versus Team RWL.
Two really great teams involved in that 6-woman tag too.
Right you are, Christy. Champions on both sides of that matchup, but right now we're getting ready to get started with our second half. Our opening contest will be Brenton Quinn Stewart, managed by MJ Ferrantino, set to go one-on-one against Bill Goldberg.
Welcome back. Our second half opening match is scheduled for one fall with a 15-minute time limit. Approaching the ring, accompanied by MJ Ferrantino from Northridge, California, weighing 280 pounds, Brenton Quinn Stewart.
And don't even bother to ask BQ Stewart where he's been for the last year, because he will get in your face and tell you it is none of your business. And quite frankly, that's MJ Ferrantino's problem, so I'm leaving it alone. But nonetheless, Brenton Quinn Stewart, BQ Stewart, is back tonight, set to go one-on-one against Bill Goldberg. And Brenton Quinn Stewart has enjoyed a 6-year run here in RWL, making an impact in his very first matchup of the Cow Palace Cup 6 years ago, squarely defeating Kerry Von Erich and getting a lot of attention for himself.
And that was long before the Northridge Quake, as Stewart likes to be known, came under the management of MJ Ferrantino and his ever-evolving stable of talent. There's a lot of people who think Stewart's destined for championship gold someday, but that day hasn't even come close to happening yet. But maybe a win over Goldberg will give Stewart a nudge in the right direction.
That's what I think. I think he's going to be a champion someday. It just hasn't happened for him yet. And tonight, Brenton Quinn Stewart will face Goldberg, who has appeared here previously, defeated by Brock Lesnar last week. Bill Goldberg making his way to the arena with his security detail, and that loss to Brock Lesnar last week has still got to be on Bill Goldberg's mind. It has to be done, which is why Goldberg's going to be determined to get a win tonight over Brenton Quinn Stewart.
His opponent from Tulsa, Oklahoma, weighing 285 pounds, here is Goldberg.
Just because he lost to Brock Lesnar last week, it doesn't necessarily follow that BQ Stewart will have Goldberg's number tonight, but this is likely to be a really close, tightly contested matchup. Two powerhouses like this are gonna crash hard.
And that, Christy, is the sort of dynamic that makes this match a must-watch for RWL fans. And Brenton Quinn Stewart has definitely shown that he can pull an upset here or there. Wouldn't be surprised to see him take down Goldberg. Well, as you point out, Myron, it's likely to be an explosive confrontation between these two individuals. Both primed and ready to go here. Walt Rothburn rings the bell. They come center ring. Goldberg, with Stewart by the throat, has him up. Whoa! Military press into a slam. Goldberg rounds Stewart back up. BQ Stewart blocks the suplex and counters it. Down goes Bill Goldberg. As Stewart gets back to his feet, misses with a kick. Bill Goldberg connects with his. Takes Stewart down again, rounds him back up to one knee. Misses with another kick. A clothesline from BQ Stewart takes Goldberg down. Misses with the kick. Goldberg goes behind. Stewart counters with an elbow to the head. And another clothesline to the back that takes Goldberg down again. Missing with the stomp, Goldberg. Whoa, speared by Brenton Quinn Stewart. Stewart gathering up Goldberg, a clubbing overhand right. Rounds him up into the front cradle position. And whoa, fall-away slam. Brenton Quinn Stewart changing his fortunes here as he gains control of Bill Goldberg. Splash and a cover. One, but just a one. Bill Goldberg kicking out of that one pretty easily. Brenton Quinn Stewart missing with another lazy kick. Bill Goldberg into a dragon sleeper and an elbow across the back of the head. A standing dropkick fails to connect. Brenton Quinn Stewart countered by Goldberg with a shot to the midsection. And whoa, what a beautiful takedown right there into a submission. Referee Walt Rothburn checking Brenton Quinn Stewart as Goldberg is quickly countered and Stewart finds his way out of the hold. Goldberg rounds up Brenton Quinn Stewart. Sets him up. Whoa! Spinning neckbreaker. Goldberg rounds him up again. And another spinning neckbreaker from Bill Goldberg, who has taken control of this matchup from Brenton Quinn Stewart almost immediately. Stewart struggling to get to his feet against the ropes. Goldberg has him up, hangs him up over the top rope by his midsection. Goldberg gathers up Stewart again, a kick to the midsection, and a butterfly suplex, beautifully executed. Bill Goldberg drags Stewart center ring, covers and hooks the leg. One, but just a one. Uh-oh. Brenton Quinn Stewart back on his feet pretty quickly. Clubbing overhand right, fails to find the mark. Bill Goldberg connects with a shot. Has him up, pump handle slam. As Goldberg struggles to regain control from Stewart. Stewart catches another kick to the midsection. Goldberg sets him up again. Another beautiful pump handle that takes Stewart down to the canvas. Stewart rounded up again. Fireman's carry by BQ Stewart. MJ Ferrantino applauding his man. Here we go. Elbow to the side of the head of Bill Goldberg. Up into a front cradle. And where are we going? Fall-away slam from Brenton Quinn Stewart. Goldberg whipped over onto the apron. Stewart moves away, takes himself to the outside, slides back inside. Goldberg makes his way back inside. Kick to the midsection from Goldberg. Stewart being escorted by Goldberg to the far corner, head first into the turnbuckle. Brenton Quinn Stewart countering, putting Goldberg in the corner, and a series of shots to the midsection, and one to the head as Goldberg gets out of the corner. Stewart turns him around, has him up. Oh man, what a backbreaker right there. Brenton Quinn Stewart shifting the momentum here again. Another shot to the midsection for Goldberg as BQ Stewart has him up, pays him back, hangs him up over the top rope by his midsection. Goldberg back to his feet, a kick to the midsection, and Goldberg with Stewart in the powerbomb position, and there he goes. What a powerbomb from Goldberg, drags him center ring, covers and hooks the leg. One, but again, just a one, as Bill Goldberg begins to express some degree of frustration here. Brenton Quinn Stewart trying to get back to his feet. Goldberg misses with a kick, catches another one, and a kick to the midsection from Stewart. Into a Lou Thesz press, raining right hands onto the head of Bill Goldberg. Goldberg gathered back up again. BQ Stewart. Oh man, has him by the throat, has him up. Whoa! But Goldberg, quick with the counter, takes Stewart down. Bill Goldberg outsmarting Brenton Quinn Stewart on that last one. An elbow to the midsection as Goldberg rounds him up. Uh-oh, here we go. Bill Goldberg setting up the jackhammer. And he's got him up, he's got him down, slams him down, covers and hooks the leg. 1, 2, 3, that is it. Bill Goldberg defeats Brenton Quinn Stewart by pinfall.
Here's the time, 5 minutes and 18 seconds, and your winner, Goldberg.
Well, he may have lost his match last week to Brock Lesnar, but this week in this confrontation between these two big men, it's Bill Goldberg walking away with his arm raised and the W in his books. And man, Bill Goldberg definitely feeling good about this win. MJ Ferrantino feeling a bit dejected at the loss by Brenton Quinn Stewart.
I would have thought this match might have gone on just a bit longer, but these two big boys played hardball against one another, with Goldberg putting Stewart away with the old reliable jackhammer. And it was good night for BQ Stewart, who's gonna have to go home and think about his next match.
I wouldn't worry too much. Him and MJ Ferrantino, they'll stand up, they'll dust themselves off, and he'll be right back in action before you know it.
And so Bill Goldberg gets the Duke here over Brenton Quinn Stewart by pinfall, and we'll be right back with more RWL Rage right after this. Alright fans, as we roll along, ladies tag team competition featuring the return of the Bella twins, Nikki and Brie Bella, set to face Team Brooklyn, the Riley Flash trained team of Brooklyn Von Brown and Josie Jane.
The following ladies tag team match is scheduled for one fall with a 20-minute time limit. Coming down the aisle, from Scottsdale, Arizona, the team of Nikki and Brie Bella, the Bella twins.
What can you say about the Bellas hasn't been said already? Former WWE champions, well loved by the fans during their time there, and Nikki and Brie Bella are about to try out their skills against Brooklyn Von Braun and Josie Jane, and before anyone starts laughing about them being trained by Riley Flash, let's not forget we've seen Team Brooklyn pull off some pretty impressive wins in the past. This would be their first match against the Bellas, and I'm just gonna kick back, be objective, and see which team wants the win more.
You know what? That's not a bad idea. I think I'm going to do exactly the same thing you're doing, Christy. Kick back and be objective.
As neither one of my two broadcast colleagues seems inclined to pick a winner in this matchup, I think I'm going to have to sit down and be quiet myself.
Their opponents, from Ithaca, New York, Brooklyn Von Braun, and from Montreal, Quebec, Canada, Josie Jane, they are Team Brooklyn.
Brooklyn and Josie are more than capable of holding their own with most opponents, and, what with the Bella twins being so competitive, I'm expecting a lot of momentum shifts between both teams, but seriously, Don, you can chuckle if you want to, but I honestly can't try and pick a winner for this match.
You've never been shy about making picks before, Christy, but I can't say I blame you. Josie Jane and Brooklyn Von Braun, trained by Riley Flash, and the Bella twins, having been trained by the likes of Bryan Danielson and Natalya Neidhart, this is indeed going to be one hellified matchup between these two teams. And it is going to be Brie Bella and Brooklyn Von Braun starting us off, and this ladies tag team matchup should be a good one. Referee Willie Johnson sounds the bell. The ladies come center ring. They lock it up, collar and elbow. Brooklyn Von Braun with Brie Bella in the corner. Referee Willie Johnson going to have to separate these two. Let's see if we get ourselves a clean break. Yes, we do. Brooklyn Von Braun. Snap suplex from Brie Bella and a cover, but the rope's right there. Brie Bella drives a knee into Brooklyn Von Braun's head. Rounds Brooklyn back up. Hard Irish whip to the ropes. But a fireman's carry. Quick reflexes from Brooklyn Von Braun. Lines up the arm. Brie Bella counters with a forearm. Brie Bella whips Brooklyn into her team's corner. Brooklyn Von Braun counters, escapes, hits her with a shot to the back of the head. Brooklyn Von Braun trying to escort Brie Bella to her corner, but no does. Brie Bella counters and escapes. Hard Irish whip into the corner for Brie Bella as Brooklyn takes herself to the middle rope, and whoa, nice crossbody. And here comes Nikki Bella, the first tag in the match. Here we go, Brooklyn Von Braun with Nikki Bella by the hair, snapmare, and a kick to the back. And here comes Josie Jane tagged in. Nikki Bella being brought back to her feet by Josie Jane, countered by Nikki Bella. Nikki winds up the arm. Josie Jane counters with a forearm. And a beautiful monkey toss from Josie Jane. A counter from Nikki Bella. Nikki Bella with Josie Jane all locked up slams her down right center ring. Nikki Bella whipping Josie Jane to her team's corner. Josie counters and escapes. Delivers a shot to the back of the head. She's got Nikki Bella by the hair. But Nikki Bella, right center ring, with elbows to the midsection. And look at this, running bulldog, face first into the mat. Josie Jane quickly back up on her feet. Another whip into the corner, but Nikki Bella quickly out of the way. And whoa, Josie Jane with an eye gouge, and she's about to pay for it. Up in the fireman's carry position, gets hung up on the top rope by Nikki Bella. Nikki. Whip, whoa, there goes Willie Johnson. Down for the count as Josie Jane counters and escapes the corner. Whips Nikki Bella to her team's corner. Nikki Bella escapes. Josie Jane misses with the crossbody. Arm drag from Nikki Bella. And Nikki Bella with another snap suplex, this time on Josie Jane. And here comes Brooklyn Von Brown, tagged in. Low dropkick. Takes Nikki down. Brooklyn gathers her up again. Whoa, spine buster from the deceptively powerful Brooklyn Von Brown. Delivers a series of stomps to the back. And now stretching the arm of Nikki Bella as her tag team partner Josie Jane recuperates on the outside. Brooklyn. Whoa! Slams down. Nikki Bella face first into the mat. He rolls over on her back. Brooklyn Von Brown going all the way topside here. And an elbow right across the chest of Nikki Bella with a cover. One. But just the one. Brie Bella there to save her twin sister. Brooklyn Von Brown takes a step to the outside. Comes back in. And into a head scissors on Nikki Bella. A possible submission here. But Nikki counters, escapes the hold. Kick to the midsection from Brooklyn. And a belly-to-belly suplex. Takes Nikki Bella down to the canvas yet again. Rounded up. Brooklyn Von Brown countered. Nikki Bella. Hard Irish whip into the corner for Brooklyn. Brooklyn kicks and counters and escapes. Goes behind, but no good. Nikki Bella quickly countering. Brooklyn whips Nikki to her team's corner and a monkey toss out of the corner into center ring. A stomp to the back. Nikki Bella trying to get to her sister, but no dice. Brooklyn Von Brown not letting it happen. And whoa my, here we go. Giant swing, round and round and round we go, and where she stops nobody knows, but her brains will certainly be scrambled at the end of the ride. Brooklyn Von Brown covers, hooks the leg, one. But no, oh, there goes Willie Johnson a second time. Brooklyn Von Brown catches the kick to the midsection. Josie Jane interceding on behalf of her tag team partner. And now it's 2 against 1 on Brie Bella as she takes a kick down. Nikki Bella still laid out as referee Willie Johnson gets back to his feet. Nikki Bella with a stomp to the face of Brooklyn Von Brown. They tussle. Brooklyn shoves her back. Brooklyn Von Brown whips Nikki Bella to her team's corner. And here's Josie Jane on the tag, and here comes a double team from Team Brooklyn. Drop, toe hold, and an elbow drop across the back as Josie Jane assumes command of this match. Nikki Bella winds up the arm, snaps it. Josie Jane turned around. And look at this. Oh, glam slam. And down goes Josie Jane. Nikki Bella indicating to the fans that she's perfectly all right. Josie Jane and Brooklyn Von Brown having their share of problems with the Bella twins here. Nikki Bella whipped into the corner, counters and escapes the corner. Josie Jane. Oh my goodness, they almost lost the referee a third time around. Nikki Bella whipped back into Team Brooklyn's corner yet again. Here comes Brooklyn Von Brown tagged in. And another double team, another drop toe hold, and another elbow across the back for Nikki Bella, who is desperate to reach her tag team partner. Takes down Brooklyn Von Brown, follows it up with a stomp. Brooklyn rounds her up into a dragon sleeper. Disengages the hold, a kick to the midsection, and a backbreaker. As Nikki Bella starts to really lose control of things here, a leg sweep takes Brooklyn down, rounds her back up. Countered by Brooklyn. Brooklyn Von Braun with another spine buster and a cover. 1, 2, but just barely a 2. Nikki Bella still trying to get to Brie Bella in the other corner as Brooklyn Von Braun determined to not let it happen. Whoa, by the hair, pitched halfway across the ring by Brooklyn Von Braun, and listen to this crowd. Brooklyn with a stomp. Rounds up Nikki Bella. Nikki Bella counters with a forearm. And if Nikki Bella, whoa, knee to the head for Brooklyn Von Braun, now might be the time for Nikki Bella to escape and tag her partner, but no, she is stalking. Brooklyn Von Braun has her up over the shoulders. And whoa, what a nasty neck breaker that was. Nikki Bella covers. 1. But just the 1. Josie Jane saving the match for her team as Brooklyn Von Braun is gathered up again. Brooklyn up, and look at this. Sunset flip rolls her over for the cover. 1, but just the 1. Basement dropkick from Brie Bella breaks up the pin. Josie Jane rounds up Brie Bella, slams her down. Nikki Bella also slammed down by Brooklyn Von Braun. Both Bella twins laid out here as Brooklyn Von Braun turns her attention to Brie Bella. And then back to Nikki Bella again. A clothesline. A second. A rebound off the ropes from Brooklyn. And a beautiful kick that takes Nikki Bella down to the mat again. And she may wish she had tagged her partner sooner. Brooklyn Von Braun being taken to the Bella Twins corner. Snap mare from Nikki Bella and a kick to the back to Brooklyn Von Braun. Brooklyn getting back to her feet. And again, preventing the tag. A kick and a counter from Nikki Bella escaping the corner. Brooklyn Von Braun whipped into the corner. Counters and escapes the corner. Nikki Bella counters. Brooklyn Von Braun with a kick to the midsection. And a belly-to-belly suplex just about center ring from Brooklyn Von Braun. Brooklyn covers, hooks the leg. 1, 2, 3. Brie Bella just too late. Team Brooklyn defeats the Bella Twins by pinfall.
Here's the time, 9 minutes and 28 seconds. Your winners, Brooklyn Von Braun and Josie Jane, Team Brooklyn.
And would you look at the broad smile on the face of Josie Jane as her and her tag team partner Brooklyn Von Braun have successfully routed the Bella Twins in their first ever matchup. And you can be sure Team Brooklyn is decidedly and justly proud of this particular win.
This one could have gone either way, with neither of these teams giving up much ground against the other, but in the end, it was Brooklyn's relentless attack on Nikki Bella, preventing her from tagging in Brie just long enough to wear Nikki down for a 3 count. Overall, Team Brooklyn was simply the better team tonight.
The team mechanics were better, the double teamwork was better, so there you go. Team Brooklyn wins over the Bella Twins. Kind of surprised.
And fans, that 6-woman tag team match we promised you is coming up next, so don't you go anywhere. In celebration of the end of this collaborative tour, we have got a 6-woman best of 3 fall tag team match. Team Japan 5-Star versus Team RWL as Etsuko Mita, Katsuro Hiro, Rhonda Singh join forces against Dione the Titaness, Patty Powers, and Dynamite Jeannie Parker.
And this is the match I've been waiting for all night.
Quick fill-in here. Team J5 was hand-picked by Shiro Torada, and Team RWL was assembled by Steve Groves and Tex Lynch. And did they all pick some great stars for this match?
I'm telling you, Christy, this is going to be the match of the night.
This following 6-woman tag team match, scheduled for 2 out of 3 falls, with a 30-minute time limit. Coming down the aisle, representing Japan 5-Star Wrestling, Women's Hardcore Champion, Katsura Hiro, and her partners, Rhonda Singh and Etsuko Mita, Team J5.
The Japan 5-Star Hardcore Women's Champion Katsura Hiro, the daughter of the Fujiyama Mama Yuriko Hiro of RWL, captaining this team, along with Rhonda Singh and Etsuko Mita, and Shiro Torahara has surely put together 3 of his very best for this 6-woman 2 out of 3 fall tag team match.
Torahada's chosen his team pretty carefully, but so did Steve and Tex, and so, it's just a question of which team's gonna outlast the other, and based on what Team RWL looks like, I really don't think I have to say who I think is winning this one.
I think we're both in mutual agreement on this one, Christy.
And so once again, we 3 commentators find ourselves in mutual agreement as far as which team we believe might win this matchup. Pound for pound, Team RWL has far more power.
Their opponents, representing RWL, Dione the Titan S, Ladies Triple Crown Champion Powerhouse Patty Powers, and the Women's World Champion, Dynamite Jeannie Parker, Team RWL.
I mean, look at this team. Miss Death by Snoo Snoo, Powerhouse Patty, and Jeannie Dynamite. It's gonna be very hard for Team Japan 5-star.
I think I said during one of the previous cards that we get to see some seriously rare match types, and this one fits the bill. I mean, when did you ever think you would see these three iconic ladies of RWL joining forces for a 6-woman tag? That's the joy of special tours like this.
I know you're right. You're absolutely right, Christy. Jeannie Parker, Dione, and Patty Powers. Wow.
Indeed, while Team Japan 5-star may have the speed advantage, the power advantage definitely goes to Team RWL.
I'm sure about how we all want it to go, how we all hope it's gonna go, but let's not celebrate just right away. Team Japan 5-star's got a pretty good team on their own.
Indeed, but look at the frosty mood in which Dione, Patty Powers, and Dynamite Jeannie Parker have made their way to this matchup. Best of 3 6-woman tag underway. Escamita and Dione the Titan is starting it off as the referee rings the bell. Dione delivers a series of blows, has Escamita up, and a nasty rib breaker from the Italian Testarossa, followed up by a rebound splash off the ropes. Escamita slowly getting to her feet. Dione the Titaness catches a couple of shots from Mita, and whoa, look at that! Escamita taking Dione down momentarily and stunning the Titaness. Goes behind, hard right hand, whips Dione to her team's corner. Escamita makes her way to the middle rope. Look at this jumping bulldog off the middle rope. Down goes Dione the Titaness. And here comes Rhonda Singh. And Rhonda Singh is definitely capable of facing off with Dione the Titaness. Dione up over the shoulder. Look at the power of Rhonda Singh. Running power slam. Takes the Titaness back down to the canvas again. A stomp to the face. Rhonda Singh rounds up Dione, but Dione countering with a dragon screw back on her feet. Goes after Rhonda. And look at this. Deadlift military press. The power of the Italian Testarossa with Rhonda Singh. Boom! Face first into the canvas. Down she goes. And she fell like a stone. Dione the Titaness going for it a second time. Displaying extreme power, picking up Rhonda Singh way in the middle of the air, and down she goes again. Rhonda Singh. A heel hook stretch applied by Dione the Titaness. And Rhonda Singh laid out center ring. Nowhere to go. No ropes to get to. Dione rounds her up in the powerbomb position. Slams her back down again. And here comes the Women's World Champion, the Queen, Dynamite Jeannie Parker. A kick to the face of Rhonda Singh. Jeannie follows it up with a stomp to the knee. Jeannie Parker delivers a stomp to the shoulder of Rhonda Singh. Jeannie Parker definitely psyched. The Women's World Champion puts another stomp on the shoulder of Rhonda Singh. Jeannie rebounds off the ropes on a beautiful splash and a cover. One, but just a one. Rhonda Singh kicking out of the pin. Jeannie Parker locks it up with Rhonda, shoves her back down, gathers her back up again just as quickly. Oh man, back into the turnbuckle, turned out center ring was Rhonda Singh. Jeannie Parker goes behind, look at this, whoa! What a knee to the head of Rhonda Singh. Jeannie Dynamite with a series of shots and a throat chop to Rhonda Singh. Jeannie countered by Rhonda Singh with elbows. Rhonda locks up Jeannie. Has her up over the shoulder. Referee needs to get out of... Whoa! A sudden power slam out of nowhere. Rhonda Singh countered by Jeannie Parker, a knee to the midsection. And look at this set of aerobic kicks. And a spin kick that takes Rhonda Singh down to the mat. Rhonda tags in Escamilla. Jeannie Parker doesn't see her coming. She doesn't connect with her move. Jeannie Parker nails it with a right. Jeannie Dynamite, whoa, with a hard right hand that took Escamilla down. Now she's going after Rhonda Singh as well, lifts her out there. Escamilla with a shot. Jeannie Parker covers with an elbow. And whoa, there it is, that leg drop that Jeannie Power loves to do. There's a cover. 1, 2. But no, Escamilla powering out of the pin. Jeannie Dynamite rounds up Escamilla again. Whoops her to her team's corner. And here comes Powerhouse Patty Powers, the ladies triple crowner. And a double team between Jeannie and Patty. Look at this. Double axe handle across the back of Escamilla. And now it's all Powerhouse Patty Powers. One half of American Powers. A headlock punch to the head of Escamilla. And whoa, just dropped like a sack of spuds, and she sounded like a stone. Patty Powers beating the head of Escamilla against the canvas. Patty rounds up Mita, locks her up, whips her into her team's corner. And here comes Dione the Titaness again on the tag. And another double team as Dione and Patty combine. Back body drop for Escamilla, and whoa, did she ever fly. Dione the Titaness steps out for a moment, brings herself back inside. Escamilla motionless in a ring. Dione rounds her up, locks her up, whips her again into Team RWL's corner. Here comes Jeannie Parker again, the team working like a charm here. Jeannie Dynamite with a double axe handle across the back of Escamilla. You might want to consider a tag. A quick counter from Escamilla. They lock up again. Jeannie Parker whipped into Team Japan 5 Stars corner, but escapes the corner with an elbow. And another set of aerobic kicks. And a beautiful spin kick that doesn't connect. Escamilla quickly escaping that one. Puts Jeannie back into her team's corner. Hit first into the turnbuckle goes Parker. Escamilla countered by Dynamite Jeannie Parker. Parker locks her up, shoves her, whoa, halfway across the ring. Decides to go after Katsura Hero. Drives a knee into the head of Escamilla. Steps out, and here comes Patty Powers again. One half of American Powers. Patty looking psyched as Rhonda Singh comes in on the tag. And Rhonda Singh has been beaten by Patty Powers in single action before during this tour. Look at this. Katsura Hero brought in the hard way. Hard overhand right to Rhonda Singh. And now Escamilla catching it. Patty Powers taking on all three at the same time. Talk about a powerhouse. The ladies triple crowner all the way up on the top rope. Rhonda Singh catches a knee to the head from Patty Powers. On the outside with the referee counting. Patty Powers catches some elbows to the midsection from Rhonda Singh. They lock up. Patty rolled back inside. Here comes Rhonda. Another clothesline and another trip to the outside for Rhonda Singh as Patty Powers turns her attention to Katsura Hero and Escamilla. Look at this. Mita brought back in by Patty Powers. Patty goes after Mita. Side suplex. Down she goes. Rhonda Singh brought back into the ring by Dynamite Jeannie Parker. Rhonda Singh rounded up by Patty. They lock up. Rhonda whipped to the Team RWL corner. Counters, escapes the corner, locks it up with Patty. Has her up. Whoa! A knee to the head for Patty Powers as Rhonda Singh goes for a cover. 1, 2, but only a 2. With Powerhouse Patty finding her way out of the pin. Rhonda trying to turn her attention to Jeannie Parker. Not a good idea as Patty Powers slams her down to the canvas. Patty Powers definitely looking very confident this evening. No doubt her mind, her thoughts are with her tag team partner, Liberty Belle Danielle Heathcote. As Katsura Hero is tagged in for the first time in this match, takes down, look at this, an impromptu shiatsu from Katsura Hero to Patty Powers. Oh, Patty did not appreciate that at all. Look at this, up over the shoulders goes Katsura Hero. Katsura drops head first into the turnbuckle, down she goes into the corner. Patty Powers wasting no time pulling her out there, a little assisted alley-oop for Katsura Hero. The Japan 5-star hardcore champion covered. 1, 2. And again, another near fall. We're nowhere near a first fall in this 2 out of 3 fall matchup. Patty Powers with a wrist clutch kick or 2 to Katsuhiro and a clothesline that takes her down on the mat. Patty Powers raining right hands on the head of Katsuhiro. And again, Team RWL absolutely relentless so far against Team Japan 5-star. Patty Powers with a chop to the top of the head of Katsuhiro. And again, this team working extremely efficiently. Steve Groves and Tex Lynch have certainly chosen wisely. They have had the advantage for most of this match. Katsuhiro in the corner. Patty Powers rounds her up, slams her back down. Big time scoop slam, and here goes Patty off the middle rope as Katsuhiro gets to her feet. Here we go, double axe handle, does not connect. Katsuhiro counters with a shot to the midsection. Patty Powers counters with a shot to the midsection. Patty has her up front slam, right center ring. Patty steps out. Here comes Jeannie Dynamite again. Dynamite Jeannie Parker moving in on Katsuhiro. Katsura rounded up by Jeannie Parker. Whoa, look at this try for the power bomb, but wound up in a sunset flip roll up and a pin, but not even a 1 count. Jeannie Parker finding her way out pretty quickly. Hard shot from Katsuhiro and a series of slaps to the chest of Dynamite Jeannie Parker. Whoa, what a slam by Katsuhiro. Jeannie Parker's laid out as Katsuhiro makes her way to the middle rope in her corner. A kick to the face of Jeannie Parker, but she fails to connect with the high-risk maneuver. A leg drop from Jeannie Parker. Jeannie covers, but not even a 1, with Escomida breaking up the pin. Jeannie Dynamite in the corner, and boy, the women's world champion planning something here. Here we go, here's the roll, here's the clothesline, down goes Katsuhiro. Jeannie Dynamite covers, hooks the leg, 1, 2, but no. Rhonda Singh breaking up the pin that time. Jeannie Dynamite trying to go after Rhonda, but changes her mind. Moving back in on Katsuhiro. Jeannie Dynamite has her up. Powerbomb! Whoa! What a powerbomb. And here comes Big Red Dione de Titanus. The Italian Testarossa moves in on Katsuhiro. Dione, look at this right here. Wheelbarrow face slammed right into the canvas. Katsuhiro in big time trouble here as Dione begins to drag her center ring. A stomp to the back of the head of Katsuhiro. Katsura quickly back to her feet, but neither lady connecting with that move. Katsura stepping out. Here comes Rhonda Singh. Clothesline takes Dione down to the canvas. Rhonda locks up Dione, has her up in the fireman's carry, takes her to the corner, drops her head first into the buckles. And here we go. Rhonda Singh with a knee right in the chest of Dione de Titanus. Dione rolls out just about center ring as Escomida comes back in. Escomida taking a series of shots and a headbutt from Dione, and down she goes. Mita in trouble here, the smallest member of the team, whipped into Team RWL's corner. And look at this, Dione de Titanus charging her into the opposing turnbuckles, rounds her up again, taking her around the horn. Wow, Dione de Titanus, like she's moving furniture. They lock up. Escomida with an armbar on Dione. Dione shoving her way out of that situation. The Titanus rounds up Escomida. Whoa, what a slam. You heard that one all through the building. Dione gathers her up again. Here we go, running power slam for Escomida as Dione covers, hooks the leg. 1, 2, 3, and there's your first fall. 1 fall to go for Team RWL, and 2 for Team Japan 5-star. Dione being taken to the ropes by Escomida. Mita rebounds off the middle rope. Whoa, what a kick. Down goes Dione de Titanus as Escomida covers and hooks the leg. 1, 2, but no. Another near fall for Team Japan 5-star. Escamita looking pretty confident that she has got Dione the Titaness where she wants her. Dione getting back to her feet. Look at this right here. Spinning neckbreaker. And Escamita covers. Dione could be in trouble here. One. But no. Whoa, the power of Dione the Titaness. Powering her way out after that neckbreaker on a one. Mita countered by Dione. Dione back to her feet. Kick to the midsection. Escamita set up into the powerbomb. Look at this spinning powerbomb. Boom, right center ring with a cover and a pin. One, but no. Katsuhiro breaking up the pin. Dione the Titaness perhaps not appreciating that very much. Mita whipped to Team RWL's corner. Dione starts torturing her arm against those ropes. The Titaness moves back in on Escamita. Mita counters and escapes the corner. Locks up Dione. And whoa, what a right hand taking down the Titaness. An impressive feat for Escamita. Mita rounds up Dione again. Whips her into the Team Japan 5-star corner. Mita setting up something here. Dione with her legs draped over those middle ropes. And here comes Escamita. Oh, woohoo, that was a low shot. Extremely low. Questionably low. Escamita doesn't seem to care. Dione the Titaness is down. Mita moves back in on Dione, rounds her up. They lock up. Mita with a DDT. Whoa, dropped Dione right on the top of her head. Mita rounds Dione up again, locks her up, whips her back into the Team Japan 5-star corner. Here comes Rhonda Singh on the tag, and here comes a double team. Rhonda Singh and Mita. Double clotheslines takes Dione down as Rhonda Singh assumes command of this match. Rhonda, look at this double choke lift on the Titaness, but Dione gouges the eyes, locks up Rhonda, whips her to the Team RWL corner. Oh, and Dione driving elbows into the side of the head of Rhonda Singh. Down she goes as Dione covers. One, two, but no. Rhonda Singh powering out. Dione tags out, turns it over to Dynamite Jeannie Parker. The women's world champion rounds up Rhonda Singh. Goes behind. Whoa, 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 whoa. What a knee right to the head of Rhonda Singh, and that one smarted. Jeannie Parker warming it up here. Look at this right here. The flip, the clothesline. Down goes Rhonda Singh. Jeannie Parker covers, hooks the leg. 1, 2, 3, and that is going to do it. Team RWL defeating Team Japan 5-star. Let's get the official time.
Here's the time, 16 minutes and 12 seconds. Your winners, Dynamite Jeannie Parker, Patty Powers, and Dione the Titan S.
What a 6-woman ladies tag team matchup we just witnessed, with Dione the Titaness, Patty Powers, and Dynamite Jeannie Parker joining forces to get 2 out of 3 falls over Team Japan 5-star, and we'll be right back with our main event, Hulk Hogan versus Warlord Santos, when we return. It is time for tonight's main event, the final match of the RWL Japan 5-star Collaborative Tour, and we have pulled out all the stops with Hulk Hogan, the immortal Hulk Hogan, set to go one-on-one in a non-title match against the Mexican monolith, Warlord Santos.
Tonight's Rage main event is a non-title match, scheduled for 1 fall with a 15-minute time limit. Coming down the aisle, from Venice Beach, California, weighing 302 pounds, the immortal Hulk Hogan.
Bet the Hulkster is happy to be back in Japan. They really love the guy here. And he's ready for this main event with the Mexican monolith, but being ready might not be enough. Short of losing the World Heavyweight Championship to Matt Clark at Coliseum Games, Warlord Santos hasn't dropped very many of his matches. No matter what happens, or who wins, this is gonna be an insane main event.
Even with Warlord Santos heavily favored, the fans here in Japan, they just love Hulk Hogan. They're just happy to see him back.
His first visit to the Far East absolutely wowed the Japanese fans, where he became known as Ichiban Hogan, number one.
You can sense that the feeling here is way different from the reception Hulk Hogan usually gets from US fans. And that's because they view the man very differently here. Wondering whether or not the change of atmosphere will change the way the Hulkster does business. He might surprise us all and produce a few tricks in his repertoire we haven't seen quite so often back in America. I sure hope he does, because I've definitely heard about the Hulkster's days as Ichiban Hogan, and I sure wouldn't mind seeing some of that.
I wouldn't mind that too much myself.
Nor would I, Myron. But the question remains, has Hulk Hogan got the wherewithal it's going to take down the Mexican Monolith?
Possible, but not guaranteed. We've seen the Hulkster come from behind a number of times, beat insurmountable odds as many times as you can think of. But this is Warlord Santos we're talking about.
His opponent, accompanied by Sylvia Strong from Hidalgo, Mexico, weighing 496 pounds. He's an RWL dual champion and the reigning RWL super heavyweight champion, the Mexican Monolith, Warlord Santos.
All in all, an intriguing main event and a fantastic close to what has been an excellent Japan tour. We are just about ready. The official rings the bell. They come center ring. They lock up. Hogan being escorted to the corner by Santos. Hogan counters and escapes the corner. Santos shoves him right back. Shoves him back a second time. A third. Warlord Santos whips Hogan into the corner. A clothesline takes the Hulkster down. The Mexican Monolith misses with the leg drop. Hogan quickly back on his feet. Hard right hand takes Hogan down. The Hulkster with Santos, face first into the canvas. With the Mexican Monolith down, Hogan going for a cover, but not even a one. Santos back on his feet. Hogan with a series of kicks and a DDT. Some fast moves from the Hulkster. And he is psyched. Santos trying to make his way back up to a standing position. Hogan drops a leg on the arm of the Mexican Monolith. Basement dropkick takes him down yet again. Hulkster locks him up. Winds it up, and the right hand uppercut stuns the Mexican Monolith, but does not fall. Into the far corner. Hogan with a splash takes him out of the corner, and look at this right here, the power of the Hulkster. Scoop slam center ring. 496 pounds worth. Santos locks Hogan with a headbutt. Locks him up again. Into a front cradle. Back into the turnbuckle, and Hulkster spun out center ring. Santos follows it up with a stomp and a rolling elbow to the back. The Mexican Monolith hands the Hulkster up yet again. Escorting him towards the far corner, head first into the turnbuckle he goes. Hogan counters and escapes the corner. Nails Santos with a right, and look at this, into a sleeper hold. Possible submission here, referee checking the situation out, but Santos countering with a jawbreaker that backs Hogan off. Santos, look at this, into an abdominal stretch. A rare scientific move employed by the Mexican Monolith, but Hulkster turning it into a hip toss. Another jawbreaker backs Hulkster off, and a running DDT drops him on the top of his head. Another leg drop from Santos. Hogan rolls to the outside. Santos taking himself all the way up to the top rope. Sylvia Strong watching her man very carefully here. Here he goes. Double axe handle finds the mark right across the head of Hulk Hogan. And now, whoa-ho! Just a series of stomps to the chest of the Hulkster. Santos has him up and a running power slam on the outside as the referee counts. Warlord Santos working on the Hulkster's head and neck. As the referee continues to count, slams Hogan's head into the canvas. Santos setting him up here, and look at this. Whoa, what a power bomb. Santos, one more time rounding up the Hulkster here, rolls him back inside the ring. Santos taking his time about getting back in, but finally does, taking that huge step over the top rope. Warlord Santos, large and in charge at the moment, rounds up the Hulkster, whips him out onto the apron, hard right hand, and a second, and a third, but Hulkster, countering, makes his way back inside. Hulkster locks up Santos, winds up the arm, puts him down on the canvas and drops the leg right on the arm. And a Lou Thesz press from the Hulkster, hard right hands, and woohoo! I do believe he just busted open Warlord Santos. Santos whipped to the ropes. Hulkster ducks under. Hip toss. Takes Santos down. The Hulkster drives a knee into the head of Warlord Santos. Hulkster drops the leg on the arm of the Mexican Monolith again. The dual champion on the receiving end of some punishment here at the hands of Hulk Hogan, trying to rally this crowd into his favor. Man, Hulk Hogan battering the head of the Mexican Monolith against the canvas. Hogan rounds him up, locks him up. Hard right hand drops Santos. Hogan going for another cover, but not even a one. Again, Santos powering out very quickly. Now Hulk Hogan paying Santos back, cranking the head and neck of the Mexican Monolith. And now Woo-Hoo just beating the head of Warlord Santos against the mat. Drives a knee into the head of the Mexican Monolith. And Hulk Hogan is psyched. Look at this right here. Charges, but stopped cold with a headbutt. Taken right back down again. Warlord Santos bleeding and very angry. This is not good news for Hulk Hogan. Up over the shoulders. Slammed right back down. Santos rounds Hogan up. Has him up. Uh-oh, he's setting him up for a pile driver. Whoa, there it goes. Tombstone style pile driver. And Santos now dragging Hulk Hogan as close to center ring as he can get him. Covers, hooks the leg. 1, 2. As close to a near fall as we've come so far in this matchup. Santos rounds Hogan up. Locks him up. Has him up over the shoulder. And boom, head first into the turnbuckle he went. And now Hulk Hogan, much like Warlord Santos, has been busted open. The Mexican Monolith all the way up on the top, waiting for Hogan to get back on his feet. And here it goes. Whoa, double axe handle again to Hulk Hogan. As the referee continues to count. Whoa, Santos beating a tattoo on the chest of Hulk Hogan with that boot. And that is a size 20 boot. A stomp to the arm of Hulk Hogan. The Mexican Monolith rounds him up. Head, head first into the ring post. Not a good thing. Hogan locked up again. This time escorted towards the ramp area. Santos rounds him up. Collar and elbow. Tried to get him back inside the ring, but didn't quite make it. Santos bringing himself back inside as the referee continues to count on Hulk Hogan. And the Mexican Monolith once again in control of the situation here. As Hogan slowly makes his way back to his feet. Makes his way back inside the ring. And another Lou Thesz press. Raining right hands on the head of the Mexican Monolith. A kick to the back of the head. Hulk Hogan rounds him up. Collar and elbow. Whip to the ropes. Hogan ducks under. And a hip toss. Takes the Mexican Monolith back down to the mat again. Santos counters. Takes Hogan down. Warlord Santos with a series of blows to Hulk Hogan and a headbutt that puts the Hulkster down on the canvas again. The dual champion taking some elbows to the midsection himself. Hulk Hogan moves in, shoulder tackle, takes Santos down. Hogan drives a knee into the head of the Mexican Monolith. Warlord Santos raked. Hulk Hogan raking the back of Warlord Santos. Hogan winds it up again on another uppercut that took the Mexican Monolith down to the canvas. And Hulk Hogan doing quite a bit of showboating here. And Warlord Santos, I've got to admit, I don't think I've seen him in this level of trouble in a while. An elbow across the chest, a second, and a delayed third. Oh, a stamp to the face of Warlord Santos. Hogan with a right, locks up Santos. Santos catches a hip toss, takes himself to the outside for a moment, brings himself back inside. They lock up again. Santos with the Hulkster up in a front cradle, up over the shoulders, hung up over the top rope. Santos covers, hooks the leg. 1, 2, 3. Well, now that is a surprise. Santos defeating Hulk Hogan by pinfall.
Here's the time, 9 minutes and 32 seconds. And your winner, the Mexican Monolith Warlord Santos.
I was thinking this match was going to run a little bit longer, but I'll tell you what, Santos must have hung him up off that top rope pretty hard because Hogan went down and stayed down for a 3 count.
And I don't think we've seen Santos catch such a bloody beating for a long time, and still comes up with the 3-count pinfall. What a matchup.
What a champion. That guy can take a beating.
And so, fans, that brings to a close both the RWL Japan 5-Star Collaborative Tour and this edition of RWL Rage. As always, we thank all of you for joining us and spending some of your time with us. We'll be back very soon, but up next, be sure to stick around because coming up next, it's going to be RWL Snarl back in the United States, back in New York City. And that is going to be an exciting card with Hangman Tex Lynch, Wally Cardell, and Johnny Bianco. For all of us here at RWL Rage, I've been Don Hickson. Thank you very much for joining us, and we will see you next time at ringside. Good night, everybody.